All aboard. Sorry for the delay. I thought things would throw me off more than they would, but it turns out the only thing that threw me off was me. Anyway, Phoenix lost because the witness was a complete fake and a phony. Yeah, but a stay of execution has arrived in the form of another murder, supposedly done by Maya. Well, let's see if she did this one. What do I do now? I can't believe Maya and I were actually found guilty.
This trial need not be drawn out any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then, this court finds the accused, Maya Fey, and the defense, Phoenix Rite,
Ah! Wait for the ad break. No, I wait for the ad to finish, which is why I typed out my response. Oh yeah, it's just the voices that I chose for them. Phoenix screaming because he lost, and well, I don't know, I thought it fit the judge.
Mr. Wright,
Albie!
I saw the whole trial. What's going to happen to Miss Maya now?
I'm worried about that too. Thank you. But right now... Ah, good.
I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Sadmati.
Yes?
This dagger. It bears the fingerprints of Maya Fey on it!
Right now, I need to focus on the next trial.
The murder of Acolyte Zelot, right?
At least the jury is still out on that one, so to speak. The two murders are most likely connected. If I can get to the bottom of Acolyte Zelot's murder, it might give me the ammunition I need to overturn Maya's guilty verdict. Ace Attorney's official dub. Well, thanks for thinking I'm that good. But unfortunately, an Ace Attorney anime has kind of already happened. And quite frankly, I still think there are better people than me that could do some of these roles. Specifically female ones.
Let me help you investigate. I want to assist in any way I can.
I appreciate it, Albie, but we're talking about a murder. Nope. This is a suburb. I am quite far from anyone else, and this room in particular is on the garage, which is basically on the other side of the garage, which is basically on the other side of the house as well.
Yeah, but it's going to be hard for a foreigner to investigate this on his own.
You have a point there. I wish I knew what to do. Oh yes, it helps. Isn't that your benevolence? Princess Rafa?
Oh, it is you again. The dead lawyer walking, guilty of abetting a murderer under the Defense Culpability Act.
Yuck. I see she hasn't lost any of her charm. Why the long face? Oh, and thanks for the follow, passenger. I thought you'd be glad I was found guilty under the DC Act.
I am in no mood to take joy in your suffering. For I was unable to defeat you and had to leave the job to others. I failed in my sacred duty as the royal priestess.
I guess that answers my question.
Have I misunderstood the voice of the Mitama yet again? This cannot be!
All I did was defend my client. I can't bear to see her looking so sad like this, though. Your benevolence? Your benevolence!
Oh, Barbed Head. I thought you had already begun your journey to the Twilight Realm.
I'm not dead yet! I still have an investigation to do for tomorrow's trial.
What's this? Do you mean to say you have not given up yet?
That's right. I'm going to prove Maya innocent tomorrow.
But why? Why do you refuse to give up? I cannot fathom such obstinacy. Investigate all you want. I care not.
You really don't mind? But aren't you worried that a lawyer backed into a corner by the DC Act might do something desperate like forge evidence? Because I don't trust myself to do so, nor do I kind of think Well, I could try it, but I'm not entirely sure I'd be able to pull it off very well.
What's this?
If left unsupervised, I'd be free to do whatever I wanted, you know. Okay, now to see if she takes the bait.
Yes, I see your point. Barbed Head,
Yes?
I know what happened yesterday. You perpetrated some sort of fraud or other misdeed while I was not watching.
Huh?
That explains why I misunderstood the voice of the High Priest's soul. Yes, of course, that is the only explanation.
I was just trying to cheer her up. Now she thinks even less of me.
I must not allow you to sully our sacred hall of justice with your misdeeds ever again. Therefore, today, I will be monitoring your every move once more. I will not fail to spot your misdeeds this time. The moment I see anything out of the ordinary, I will send you straight to prison. And you, boy, do not throw your lot in with this foreign devil.
English isn't my first English. Sounds like your voice very well. Well, English is my first, but if you ever heard me speak it, like in other streams, you'd think it would be like my fourth. As for everything else, I just like doing accents and voices.
But your benevolence!
It's okay, Albie. You don't need to worry about me. Look, if I did a British I would only do a British accent if Miles Edgeworth were in this case, and he doesn't show up again until case 5. So unfortunately, my hands are quite tied. You don't need to worry about me. I'll be back before you know it. But first, I should probably lighten my load a bit. Albie, would you mind holding on to some evidence for me?
Of course not. I'm always glad to help. May the Holy Mother's blessings be upon you.
Now then, the scene of the crime is the logical place to start. If I recall correctly, the body was found at the Plaza of Devotion. Yes. You're not a clown, you're the entire circus, right? It was a lot of fun to do his duology, his investigations duology. As great as it was to have it finally be localized and available to us. Looks like the police already finished their investigation. To think someone would be killed here. A place devoted to prayer. A body outlined and... flowers? Did someone leave them here in memory of the deceased? And there's something different about the prayer flags today.
As the High Priest disciple, Acolyte Zealot was utterly devoted to his training. First the High Priest, and now his devoted disciple. Maya Fey will pay for this!
As I keep trying to tell you, Maya has nothing to do with any of this!
And you can prove this. How?
What do you think I'm doing here? Gathering dirt and dust for the trial?
You and your smart mouth. This is precisely why you and your lawyerly ilk are so reviled.
Hey, Mr. Wright! Emma!
It's that detective from your country again.
It's the princess!
You seem displeased that I am here.
Oh, no, don't be silly. Mr. Wright, I'm so sorry about what happened to Maya. I'm you. Actually, let me test that real quick. Ooh, yep, I was afraid of that. Unfortunately, sound redeems don't really work right now because the channel I have them ascribed to is, Look, I just don't have the correct sound plugin to separate it from basically what would be an echo from my PC. So, unfortunately, yeah. I was afraid of that, but I just don't have the plugin for it. Mr. Wright, I'm so sorry about what happened to Maya. It's not your fault, Emma. You were just doing your job. And if I had just done mine... Mr. Wright? Hey, but it's no use crying over spilled milk. Would you mind telling me what you know about the murder? It's do or die in court tomorrow, and I mean that literally.
Gladly! I'll help in any way I can. Remember, I have my eyes on the both of you, so see to it that you commit no misdeeds.
Of course not. You're talking to a professional here. Let's see. How about starting with an overview of what happened?
Sure. The victim is Pere Zealot. He was the High Priest's disciple. His body was discovered around noon today, right after the rite wrapped up.
So, during the High Priest murder trial?
That's right. Apparently, he had been here praying since the day before the rite even started.
Talk about serious devotion. Yeah, I barely lasted a few minutes.
This is a picture of Mr. Zealot's body.
That dagger in his upper back looks like it would have been particularly painful. Is that a tattoo on the back of his neck? It's peach-shaped?
Everyone started leaving when the praying was finally done, but the victim remained bent over in prayer, and when they went over to check on him,
They discovered he was dead, right?
Yes, the estimated time of death is May 9th, sometime between the start of the rite and the discovery of the High Priest's body. In other words, we believe the crime took place during the purification rite, and the murder weapon was the same ceremonial dagger that killed the High Priest. The prosecution believes Maya came down the stairs after killing the High Priest, and then stabbed Mr. Zealot with the same dagger.
circumstantial evidence does point to Maya, but what about the cause of death? He apparently died instantly from the dagger that was left thrust into his upper back. Here's the autopsy report.
Estimated time of death, you say? How can you know such a thing? I want to know. Well, Barbed Head, out with it.
Oh, so the Princess of the Spirit Medium Kingdom is interested in forensic science?
I have no interest in science, forensic or otherwise. Nevertheless, I will someday be queen. As such, it would be wise to know what silly things the common folk believe in.
There's nothing silly about it. I'll have you know, even Prosecutor Sanmari holds forensics in high regard.
Does he? Perhaps I should not underestimate the power of science. Still, I suppose it is nothing much compared to the divination seance.
She really doesn't have an adorable bone in her body. Emma, I think she's actually interested. Would you mind explaining it to her?
I guess I have to now.
Okay, there are many ways to estimate the time of death, but the most well-known method uses the change in body temperature.
Interesting.
Body temperature drops at a steady rate from the moment a person dies. That means we can tell how long someone's been dead by measuring their temperature.
I see. That was quite enlightening. Barbed Head, present your forehead now.
What? Why?
You feel just a little over 95 degrees. It seems you are not dead yet.
Of course I'm not!
It was but a jest. After all, you're still the dead lawyer walking.
I fail to see the humor in any of this. Were there any witnesses? With so many people here at the plaza, you'd think somebody would have seen something.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But we haven't found a single witness.
How's that even possible?
Because everyone was bent over, utterly devoted to prayer, naturally.
Oh, right, the back-shattering pose that nearly killed me. Still, you'd think someone would have noticed something.
I thought so too, but
with the monk's scarf he had on, no one could see the dagger in his upper back. Plus, everyone was so absorbed in prayer they didn't see or hear anything. I can't believe this.
What you choose to believe is your choice, but the fact remains that there are no witnesses. However, there is one piece of irrefutable evidence. The dagger.
Sadly, yes. Ugh. Could you tell me about the murder weapon? The killer used the Warbod dagger, the legendary weapon of Lady Kira. It was discovered impaled in the victim's upper back.
The accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger, were they not?
Yes, they were.
With such irrefutable evidence, there is no questioning the accused's guilt.
Not so fast. What about a motive? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zalot.
What do the police think about this matter?
Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zalot.
So you say, but let us now hear what the police think about the matter.
I think I'm losing the accent.
The police believe Maya is the Lady Kira figure who has been battling the rebels.
And since Mr. Zalot was the disciple of the High Priest who turned out to be a rebel,
he too was likely a rebel and therefore met the same untimely demise as his teacher.
Yes, that is how the police currently view this crime. There's no way Maya is that Lady Kira vigilante.
I agree on a personal level, but the police are just going with what today's trial concluded.
Ugh. I really blew it in court today. So these flowers were left here in memory of Acolyte Zalot? What are they called?
They are known as Mamanda, and they are given to express sorrow when a life is lost.
It seems offering flowers in memory of the dead is a universal practice. Acolyte Zalat was killed in a prayer pose. With his head bent over like that, the last thing he saw must have been this rug.
It is a prayer rug woven by devout monks. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon his departed soul.
I'm losing it already. It's strange that there are no bloodstains, though.
Perhaps it was so cold his blood froze, or perhaps it was absorbed by his vestment.
It is pretty cold. Maybe the blood really did just freeze inside his body. Acolyte Zalat died bent over in prayer. There's no trace of blood on the ground, though. The fact that there's so little bleeding could mean it was a single stab to a vital point. Not that that would have been very difficult, considering the position he was in. This prayer flag looks much newer than the rest. Your benevolence, what does it say here?
The dearest wishes of our subjects are written upon these prayer flags. Reading the prayers of others is considered rude. But if you must know, it says, at the usual spot, bring grub, the key too. That is one of the more direct and practical prayers I have ever seen.
I wonder if it's even a prayer. Okay, that message on the prayer flag seems a little weird, but I think I've seen everything there is to see around here.
You have not found or heard anything of particular worth.
Sorry, just a reminder about dental hygiene.
Are you ready to give up?
No, I'm not calling it quits yet.
Does it look like you have any hope of winning, Mr. Rite?
Emma, I can't really say at this point. All I know is I have to keep investigating.
What are you two sneaks up to? I would advise you to get back to work if you are done here, detective. Otherwise, I will report you to Prosecutor Sanmati for dereliction of duty. I'm going. Well, see you later, Mr. Rite. And good luck.
I should really pay a visit to everyone in every place connected with this case. Hello, I'm sorry to bother you again, but...
Oh, it's you. Barbed Head! You are not contemplating casting suspicion upon Lady Belieb, are you? She lost her beloved husband, and now Acolyte Zalat, who is like a son to her.
Of course I'm not. But since she was close to both victims, I wanted to hear what she has to say.
Very well.
And then there's the fact that Lady Kira didn't attack Mrs. Inme. That probably means she isn't a rebel.
Is this about poor Pere? Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can talk about that right now.
But what about Maya? She's innocent.
Maya? I heard she was found guilty. First my dear husband, and now Pere?
Mrs. Inme, you don't really believe that Maya's the killer, do you?
I don't know. But that was the verdict. So what else can I believe? What am I to do?
The verdict was already reached in your husband's case, but the truth of the matter is yet to be found.
How can you be so sure?
Because I believe that Maya is innocent. That is all I have right now, my faith in her. So please, help me understand what happened.
So you're defending her based solely on faith? Even though you'll be punished for abetting the accused?
That's right.
All right then. Your faith has moved me. I will tell you what I can. Are you sure about this, Lady Belieb? My lovely wife is also a devout follower of Qur'anism. As such, she is not one to make light of another's faith. But if I find that you have lied about your faith in Maya Fey's innocence, I shall curse your entire family and all your disciples for the next 8 generations.
Hey, leave Athena and Apollo alone, buddy. How did Acolyte Zalot end up living here as your husband's disciple?
About 2 years ago, while my husband was at a spiritual retreat in the mountains, he came across Puree collapsed on the ground. That's when he brought him here. You were always one to help those in need, weren't you, dear?
And he'd been living here ever since? About 2 years ago. That's around the same time Maya arrived in Karine.
Yes, he was born in a poor village and had nowhere to call home. My husband felt pity for the boy, so he took him in as his disciple. But not only as his disciple, he was like a member of our family, too.
I see. If this is where Acolyte Zalot lived, there might be something I could learn about him lying around here. A photo of the High Priest, his wife, Acolyte Zalot, and Maya. Since Maya's in it, it must have been taken the day before the rite. I should ask Mrs. Inme about it.
To think that this would be their final family photo. That no-good Maya Fey has some nerve. I mean, here she is posing with the two men whom she would soon kill.
I beg to differ. I see this photo as proof that she didn't kill them.
That smile of hers does not fool me. I sense a deep and abiding malice behind it.
I'll prove Maya's smile is the real deal. Can I ask you about this photo?
It was taken during the Feast of Blessings, the day before the rite was held.
Oh, the Feast of Blessings? Would you mind telling me a little more about it?
This photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings.
The Feast of Blessings?
Yes, it is forbidden to eat during the days of the rite, so the day before it's performed, we enjoy dishes full of gingil, an herb known to strengthen the body and mind. You love the gingil-based dishes I make, didn't you, dear?
Gingil. I heard you can go 3 days without sleeping after eating some.
Yes, but many foreigners don't care for it because of its strong smell. Our customs say that these dishes can only be eaten the day before the purification rite, and only between noon and 3 p.m.
That's pretty specific. Is it because the smell is too strong?
A very good guess indeed. It is to ensure the smell is gone by the time Lady Kira is welcomed the next day.
Wow, is it really that strong? Come to think of it, the evening before the murder, an overwhelming odor was all over town. It was like a cross between garlic and mint.
After the Feast of Blessings, Puree went over to the plaza to begin his supplication. I never thought that would be the last time I would see him.
What was Maya doing at the time?
Shortly after Puree left, she went to the temple to prepare for the rite. I don't know what she did after that.
So Acolyte Zalot went out to pray the afternoon before the rite? According to the newspaper, on the day before the rite, the plaza was so cold the whole place had iced over.
Puree always prayed a lot, far more than anyone I have ever known. He was a devout young man whose faith was twice as strong as others.
I don't know why, but that's kinda intimidating to me. I thought I'd have made some progress by now, but I haven't come across any particularly insightful information, even here.
You seem disappointed.
Mrs. Inme, is there anything else you could tell me?
Forgive me, but if I keep thinking about those two any longer...
Barbed head? Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. I'm sorry to have troubled you.
We have paid a visit to all of the people and places connected with this case. I think it is about time you prepared yourself for the inevitable, don't you?
Maya sure looks tired. I'm so sorry, Maya. I failed to defend you during that trial earlier today.
I'm sorry too, Nick. I never meant to get caught up in this whole mess. Even worse, I got you caught up in it too, and you were convicted under that stupid law. Nick, you should really withdraw from this case. Maybe they'll even commute your sentence if you do.
I could never abandon you like that. You might not believe me, but I'm going to pull off a win somehow.
It's not like I don't believe in you, it's just...
Don't worry. Maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see.
Okay.
You're awfully quiet, Your Benevolence.
It is only a matter of time until your executions are carried out. I simply thought I would allow you a good talk before you depart from this world.
Sorry, but we're not giving up yet, and we won't till the bitter end.
There is no need to put on a brave face. Your fates were sealed with today's verdict. Worry not of Maya Fey. The Twilight Realm will cleanse the taint from that neophyte practitioner's soul. Then perhaps the Holy Mother may finally forgive her.
Wait, was that her attempt at comforting me?
Barbted, further resistance shall come to naught. Stop your desperate struggle. Accept the judgment that has been passed upon you.
She obviously doesn't know me very well.
Then, perhaps your sentence will be commuted and... Hold it right there, Your Benevolence. Why do you always have to be like that?
Maya, what are you...
What is the matter? I was simply showing some mercy upon your souls. Nick here is risking his life to defend me. And that is why I told you it will come to not... No, it won't! Nick is just doing what lawyers are supposed to do. He's defending his client no matter what. Enough! There's no place for lawyers in this in the Hall of Justice. For we have the divination seance. But your insights were wrong.
Oh boy, that's gotta hurt.
Don't you get it? Errors are bound to happen if your insights are accepted without question. So I ask you, Royal Priestess, what is your true duty? Do the victim's souls or the Holy Mother herself wish you to judge people in error? Oh, you dare bring Her Holiness's name into this? You know nothing, you phony baloney!
Please, you two, enough already!
Sorry, Nick, I got a little carried away. That's not really like me, huh?
No, I should be thanking you, Maya. It's good to have you in my corner.
How dare you mock me so! You will not get away with this! I was a fool to show you compassion, and to think I could convince you to accept your fate. So struggle all you want in the Hall of Justice tomorrow. You will receive your just deserts as the scorn of our kingdom is heaped upon you.
I can see straight through that contorted smile on your face, you know. She may say these terrible things, but it's just the way she was raised, I guess. Could you try to remember what happened one more time?
I've been trying as hard as I can, but I can't remember anything from the middle of the Rite onward.
Oh, right. You suddenly felt sleepy and everything after that's a blank.
Even so, I didn't kill anyone, and I'm not the one going around dressed like Lady Kira. Although it's kind of cool to think there's a mysterious female vigilante out there.
Right. Were you close to Acolyte Zalot?
We met several times during the meetings about the Rite, but I didn't know him very well. He seemed pretty quiet.
Didn't you eat together the day before the Rite?
Yeah, we ate this one super stinky dish, but it was actually really good. I wasn't sure I'd like it, but it was love at first bite. Like, you know the salty noodles at Eldune's Noodles? It's like if you added garlic and herbs to that and then let it simmer for a really long time.
Sounds more like a hot pot than ramen to me at that point.
Now I miss ramen too.
So what was Acolyte Zealot like while you were eating?
He seemed to be enjoying the food, but as soon as we were done, he left to go pray.
And what did you do?
Oh, I returned to the temple to prepare for the Rite.
That coincides with Mrs. Inme's description of a defense. Any idea who might be pretending to be Lady Kira?
When the Rite started, it was just me and Abbot Inme.
But the seance visit showed a third figure who looked like Lady Kira.
I know. Lady Kira. I wish I could have seen her in the flesh.
Yeah.
Let's stay focused on the case, shall we?
It was supposed to have been impossible for a third party to enter the inner sanctum.
Ah, but what if she came from the sky? You know, like that bushy-bearded paratrooper. That mountain would have been no match for Lady Kira's wings.
That's from the Plumed Punisher TV show, right?
How'd you know?
Because the real Lady Kira doesn't have wings.
Oh, I've got it this time. There must be a secret room with a secret door at the inner sanctum. Did you know there are 88 secret Plume Punisher bases here in Karine? Can we please stop talking about the Plume Punisher show for a sec, Maya? I guess so. Keeping it real is much harder than it looks.
Well, I should get going now.
Sorry I wasn't any help.
Don't worry, I've got this. We'll beat the charges tomorrow and be on the first plane back home before you know it. Then we'll go grab dinner at Eldune's, or your favorite burger joint. You pick.
Sounds good. I think I'll get the extra large Hamburg steak topping on my salty bowl. Best of both worlds.
You can have whatever you like, but first I have to beat the charges.
Ah, I almost forgot.
Ah, what is it?
I have a favor to ask.
Okay, but why are we whispering?
I forgot I left something at the High Priest's house. It's super important. Would you mind getting and holding on to it for me?
Sure, so what's this super important thing?
In my bag, you'll find a folding book. It's only given to the priestess who performs the rite. It's called the Tome of Secrets.
That does sound important.
How could you leave something like that just lying around?
That explains all the whispering. If Rafa found out, all heck would break loose.
Look, it's got Lady Kira's real name written in it, so... Oops! Don't tell anyone I told you that. In fact, just forget I said anything at all. It's supposed to be a secret.
The Tome of Secrets contains... secrets? Imagine that.
What are you two whispering about?
Oh, nothing. It's just she forgot something, so I told her I'd go get it.
You are up to something. I just know it. Thanks, Nick. I'm counting on you.
Hello? Anybody home? No answer. Mrs. Inme's probably out right now. Well, I'll just get what I came for.
I am watching you like a warbod, barbed head. You had better not steal anything.
I would never do something like that. I'm just here to get what Maya asked for.
Then get on with it.
I would if you'd stop interrupting me. Ah, here's Maya's bag.
What is that strange patch on her bag?
It's the Steel Samurai. He's the hero of an action hero show back in my country. It's actually Maya's favorite show. She's got all sorts of merchandise related to it.
I see. He looks strikingly similar to the Plume Punisher.
They are similar, but the Steel Samurai definitely came first.
I see. How interesting.
Rafa seems genuinely intrigued. There must be a common thread between Plume Punisher and Steel Samurai fans. Come to think of it, didn't Maya mention something about trading with a Plume Punisher fan? But I digress. I better find what she asked me to look for and get going. Let's see here. This must be that Tome of Secrets that Maya was talking about.
Well, Barbed Hen, are you finished now?
Hold on a second. The string around it is coming undone. Whoops! Oh!
Ah, you fool! Do not lay eyes upon it! Put it away, quickly, before we go blind!
Relax, my hand just slipped.
This is the Tome of Secrets! Are you trying to get us cursed? Lady Kira is liable to swoop down and gouge our eyes out!
Oh, right. This book is related to Lady Kira, isn't it? Your Benevolence, would you mind if I ask you some questions?
This is not something I would normally speak about to an outsider such as you.
Well, can't you make an exception?
If you insist. Nina! What of this folding book? Yes, I see. This very important tome is bestowed upon the priestess in the purification rite.
Ugh, very important? Well, what's written inside?
Yes, I see. Really? Is it all right to reveal that?
Your Benevolence?
Patience, patience! The book contains Lady Kira's true name.
Her true name? Is a name really that important of a secret?
To a Carinus priest, a person's name is one of the most important things to know.
Priestess. What's so important about a name?
Without a name, a priestess's voice will fail to reach a person's mitama. It is much like trying to send a letter without the recipient's address. A spirit can only be identified once you know the deceased's face and name.
Oh, I get it. It's like when you see someone in a crowd you recognize, but you don't know their name. It makes it impossible to get their attention.
Indeed, you must know a spirit's face and true name before you can commune with it. It is the same for Carinism's most secret art, one that my mother alone may use.
The Queen has a secret art?
It is something a foreigner such as you could never hope to guess. In Carinism, spirit channeling is a secret art that can only be performed by the Queen. No one else is supposed to be able to do it.
I should pretend this is all new to me. Besides, I get the feeling she secretly really wants to tell me all about it. Could you tell me about the secret art of the Queen you spoke of?
Come again?
Oh, sorry. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this. It is a secret after all, right?
It is the secret art of spirit channeling. But I suppose those words are meaningless to you.
I'm just surprised how willing you are to tell me about it.
A third-rate lawyer cannot channel spirits simply by learning of the technique.
Third rate is a bit harsh. I'd even settle for second.
What is it? You have the look of a tentacled hag frog upon your face. What the heck is a tentacled hag frog?
Spirit channeling. That's where a medium lets a spirit possess her body to return to our world, right?
Well now, I see you have done your homework.
Oh, I guess I studied a bit.
With the power of spirit channeling, one can bring back even the most ancient of spirits. It is quite a magnificent power, is it not?
I've never seen her eyes light up like this before. I imagine they're pretty shocked when they come back from the ancient times.
Indeed. A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death.
So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time between the moment of its death and the moment it is channeled?
Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life. Thus, even heroes and scholars of antiquity can be channeled and directly learned from. Our queens have also used this power to help the rulers of neighboring lands seek counsel. That is why we have never been invaded and how we have maintained our unique culture.
So spirit channeling is a really effective tool for international politics.
It is indeed. And that is why only those with the power to channel spirits may rule our kingdom. But of late, there has been an endless influx of illegal immigrants from neighboring lands. The fools come seeking the same great power as my mother.
Illegal immigrants?
Yes, it is becoming quite a problem. Some have lost their way in life and look to Karianism for their salvation. Among them are also those of dubious nature who have been driven from their own lands.
Dubious nature. Driven from their own land. Gaspin Payne definitely fits that bill. But they sure weren't treating him like an illegal alien. Can you channel spirits, your benevolence?
I am but the royal priestess. There is still much that I must learn. As of now, the divination seance takes me to the very limit of my ability.
So her spiritual power doesn't measure up to Maya's.
You were just mocking me in your mind, weren't you?
Don't be ridiculous!
It is written all over your face, you impudent nincompoop! The divination seance was once one of the important roles fulfilled by the queen. That is what my mother taught me when I was little.
So the queen can perform the dance of devotion? That'd be a sight to see.
Someday I will be a powerful priestess and queen, just like my mother. And the divination seance is a vital part of my training to prepare me for that day.
Forgive my ignorance, your benevolence.
You shall see. It will not be long before I, too, master the secret art of spirit channeling. I will be a magnificent queen who unites her people for the greater good of Karine.
Now I see. Spirit channeling is something she really aspires to.
I'm going to ace that test and become the next master. After all, I can't let my clan and the other villagers down.
It looks like she actually has something in common with Maya.
Are you quite through now? There are more important things to do than to stand here and talk about spirit channeling.
That's true. It doesn't have anything to do with this case, as far as I can tell. Or does it? If the queen is a spirit medium...
Are you about to suggest that my mother was channeling Lady Kira?
Ah! I guess she saw that one coming.
Lawyers are indeed a witless breed. On the day of the rite, my mother was engaged in other duties at the palace.
Of course.
My mother is a very busy woman, and the idea itself is preposterous. Do you truly believe the Queen of Karine would personally battle the insurgents? This is precisely what makes you third-rate.
Ugh. Another dead end. This is bad. Anyway, I need to continue looking for leads, so... Over there! After him! Don't let him escape!
What is all that racket? What? That escaped prisoner has surfaced here in town?
Escaped prisoner? You mean that guy with the bushy beard?
There is no reason to panic. The police are on his trail.
He's no longer a suspect. But he might know something, considering he was at the scene of the crime. Let's go take a look.
Wait!
Ow, my aching back. I forgot how badly I'd injured it. Ow, ow, ow. I need to do some stretching and exercise more when I get back home.
Ah, Mr. Rite!
Hey, Albie. That's a rebel. Have you seen it? Ow, ow, ow!
Are you alright, sir?
1 second. Have you seen an escaped prisoner around here?
Oh, so that's why all those police came rushing over here. I heard them saying something about an escaped prisoner disappearing in this area.
He disappeared in this area? He couldn't have taken the air again, could he? To the air.
Barbed head! I told you to wait!
It's too dangerous for you around here, your benevolence. Mr. Arable could be lurking it nearby.
What sort of a princess would I be, if all it took was an escaped prisoner to frighten me?
She's fearless, I'll give her that. I can't be responsible if something happens to you. As long as I'm here, though, I might as well search the area myself. If I were an escaped prisoner, where would I hide? That manhole cover. It's open.
Whoa! What is it, Shadow?
Did he sniff out someone or something in the manhole? I wonder. Could Shadow track Mr. Arable if he had something to do had something with the rebel's scent on it?
I don't know.
I feel like I've got something with Mr. Arebel's scent on it. Something he might have touched. Here, Shadow. How about this? I hope it works. I think he's picked up a scent. You mind if I borrow Shadow for a bit?
By all means. I had no idea you could do this. Yeah, go get him, boy.
Your benevolence, I'm heading down the manhole now. It could be dangerous, so please wait here.
Wait!
Don't worry, I won't commit any of those misdeeds you're so worried about.
That is not what I fear. There may be a vicious insurgent lurking down there.
Oh, are you worried about me?
No, I was simply wondering why you would go to such lengths in your investigation. After all, if you would simply withdraw from this case, they might commute your sentence.
I'm doing this to prove Maya innocent.
But how can you be so sure of the accused innocence? She has already been found guilty.
Don't worry, maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see.
Okay.
I believe in her. If she says she's innocent, then that means she's innocent. Lawyers must trust in their clients to the bitter end. That's just what we do.
You lame brain. Do what you will.
Well, I'm going in. Let's go, Shadow.
Be careful.
Well, wait! Come back here! It's pitch black down here. I can't see a thing. Ah! Oh. Ow, ow, ow. What happened? I went down into the manhole and then... Oh, you finally came to? Ah! I'd remember that face anywhere. And that dragon symbol on his armband. That's the mark of the rebels. There can be no mistake. It's him. That's a rebel.
Yikes!
Sorry I got a little rough with you back there. Thought you were the cops. Why are you making that face? Hey, want an apple? Whew, I thought he was going to kill me. I'll pass on the apple, but thanks. I don't mind a good apple, but not right now. What is this place? This is the office of my brother-in-arms, Dirk. But right now, we're using it as a rebel safe house. Wait, back up a sec. What kind of office is this exactly? A law office! What else? Really? Dirk used to be a lawyer? Yep, just like you. Karine's public enemy #1 is an ex-lawyer? Didn't see that coming. But I don't suppose I'll be coming around here anymore. You won't? Are you planning to flee or something? It's just, I want to get out of the rebel business. Tired of being hounded by the cops and all that. So I came by today to pick up the last of my stuff. Really? I'm gonna sell Dirk's info to the Minister of Justice, then slip out of Karine. Well, wait a second. You're a key person of interest in this case. You can't go running off like that. Relax, will ya? I'll tell you whatever you need to know. Oh, and sorry about punching your lights out back there. My bad. So, Mr. Lawyer Man, what do you want to know? Tell me about the murders of the High Priest Tarust Inmi and his acolyte Pore-Zealot. Sure, I'll tell you whatever I can. Don't know if it'll be much help, though. I mean, I'm not a rebel anymore, so... I wonder how true that really is. Is this a law book? A dragon mark's been branded into the cover. That's Dirk's law book. Really? The leader of the rebels? That Dirk? That's right, and that mark of the dragon is the emblem of the rebellion. The pages in this one section are really dirty. Must be the section on the Defense Culpability Act. You must have done a ton of research on the Defense Culpability Act. You practically wore out the entire section. There's a knife driven deep into a photo of the Queen. I guess the rebels really hate her. I better remember to stay on their good side. This looks like a photo of Dirk and his compatriots. And here's one that looks really old. Wow, this was taken about 20 years ago. Those are Dirk's sons. Really? So this is the rebel Dirk in the center? He doesn't look so evil. And both of his sons look kind of familiar. The one on the left is Yudi. Oh, but you know him as Prosecutor Sadmati. But Prosecutor Sadmati is Dirk's son? That he is! Yudi was once a rebel too. He used to really respect his old man, both as a father and as a lawyer. Then why did he become a prosecutor? Being a lawyer in this kingdom is the same as signing your own death warrant. On account of the Defense Culpability Act, right? Yeah, that's why Yudi decided to become be a prosecutor instead. He wanted to spark a revolution from the inside, so he dove right into the enemy's den. I would have never guessed it, looking at him now. You could say that again. Dirk is battling to change Karine's legal system. The will of the dragon spurs him on. We all thought Yudi was taking up the mantle to carry on that will too. We were sure he'd help overthrow Garan one day, but as you've seen, he now uses the law to do her bidding. Dirk's been beside himself, so he no longer carries the will of the dragon in him, huh? I wonder what happened between father and son for it to come to this. What about the other child in the photo? That's Dirk's adopted son, but he's gone back overseas. His name's Apollo. Apollo? Wait a second. That bracelet. It really is Apollo. He was a rascal, that one, and his voice could shake the entire room. I imagine he's out there raising high hell somewhere. Ha, ha, ha. Yes, I'm sure he's doing just fine. Considering how far he's come, Mr. Arebel's description really doesn't do Apollo justice. Apollo! I've been watching you grow over these past 2 years. That's why I know you're ready. Why I know I can leave Trucy in the office to you. I believe in you, Apollo. Thank you! I'll be fine! Everything will be fine! He's a responsible young man now. He never lost that loud voice, though. You guys get electricity? Yeah, but the power goes out occasionally. That's pretty inconvenient. You're telling me. Sometimes it goes out for an entire day. What about the stuff in the refrigerator? Why don't you see for yourself? Forget I asked. I'm afraid of what I might find. Tell me everything you know about the High Priest's murder. Well, as you know, I don't remember much about that. I banged my head on a rock as soon as I parachuted into the inner sanctum. So when I told you I had nothing to do with this murder, I meant it. Okay then, where were you when you came to after banging your head? By the time I came to, it was already dawn. I must have been out cold the whole time. So you didn't see the crime happen at all? You got that right. Then why did you say you did when you testified? Oh, about that. Since I didn't remember a thing, I was afraid I'd seem suspicious, so I came up with that whole story. Does he even realize how much trouble his big fat lie has caused me? Sorry for the trouble. It was definitely my bad. He doesn't seem very sorry to me. So the bottom line is you were at the scene of the crime, but you weren't involved in it. Got it. So Dirk used to be a lawyer? Yep, he was a force to be reckoned with back when he was still practicing. He was a juggernaut of the law and as mighty as a dragon. He could strike terror into a prosecutor's heart just by glaring at him. People called it his dragon's glare. He even got criminals to confess and pass out with a well-placed glare. You've got to be kidding me. But most important of all, he would never surrender. He'd fight... Oh, my mistake. Ad break. It's a lot faster than it normally comes out. He'd fight for the accused no matter how the odds were stacked against him. Is that what you mean by the will of the dragon? Yep, that would be it. Actually, your work in court yesterday was mighty impressive too. You didn't give up no matter how hard of a beating you took. Not unlike Dirk, I might add. Oh, thanks. Even if a big part of that beating I took was because of you. Incense and white flowers. Flowers are still fresh. They must have been put here maybe today or yesterday. Did you put these here, Mr. Rebel? Something wrong with flowers? Oh, no! Yeah, it's just a traditional thing here in Karine. Pay it no mind. Is that coat yours, Mr. Rebel? Nah, it belongs to the rebel leader, Dirk. It's pretty impressive. I like the color, too. Want to try it on? Really? You sure it's okay? Of course! Then it would look great on you. Well then, don't mind if I do. Ah! It smells all moldy! I can't believe you fell for it! That thing's been hanging there forever! Note to self, don't trust this guy ever again. There are bowls and platters of food here. They're still warm, as if this was all recently prepared. You must have a pretty big appetite, Mr. Rebel. Guys as big and strong as me got even bigger appetites, you know? But you just fled from the police. I don't know how you could eat this much after all that excitement. Ah! Sorry if I offended you. But first, let's start with an appetizer. Where's he getting all those apples from? Wanna join me, Mr. Lawyer-man? I have plenty of sewer lizards, too. Thanks, but I already ate. Well, I gotta start packing. Who knows when they might catch up with me if I don't scram soon. Please wait, I still need to ask you something. Go ahead, shoot. What are you rebels trying to do? And why were you at the inner sanctum in the first place? Why were you at the inner sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that high priest was a fool for getting taken in by Dirk. He should have tried hightailing it out of Karine like I'm doing. Ah, Psyche-Locks. Mr. Rebel is hiding something, but I won't know exactly what until I can undo the locks. What exactly are you trying to hide, Mr. Rebel? I'm not hiding anything. No way, no how. I'll just have to use my Magatama on him then.
Take that!
I'm going to ask you again. Why were you at the inner sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? You can keep asking, but the answer's still the same. I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that high priest was a fool. He fell for Dirk's line and sold his own country out. How can you say such things about him? He helped you escape, didn't he? Don't you even care about what happened to him? Nope, I was getting out of the rebellion anyway. He should have opened his eyes. He never stood a chance against the Garan regime. Hang on, do you really believe what you're saying? Didn't the High Priest's death really hurt you on the inside? Like I just said, I couldn't care less about the whole thing. I beg to differ. This wouldn't be here in this room if you didn't feel a thing.
Take that!
I heard these flowers are offered in memory of the dead here in Karine. The High Priest's death hit you hard, so you've been grieving here alone, haven't you? Well? Hee-ho! Those flowers don't mean anything. It's just Karine's way of saying goodbye. Why hide the fact that you're mourning his death? You're reading into this too much. I told you, I'm done with the rebellion. I haven't even heard from Dirk and the rest of them for a few days. And tomorrow, I'm planning to kiss this kingdom goodbye. No, I know you've been in contact with the other rebels lately. And how exactly do you plan on proving that? This piece of evidence ties you to the other rebels.
Take that!
I found this prayer flag at the Plaza of Devotion. You wrote a message on it and left it behind for your fellow rebels, didn't you? They brought this food for you at your request. Ooh, ha-ha! So you're lying about leaving the rebels. You're still involved with Dirk and the rest of them, aren't you? Yeah! Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Oh, you're good, Mr. Lawyer Man. I admit it, I requested the grub. But I was just taking advantage of him, that's all. What do you mean? With my face plastered all over the place, I couldn't stay out in the open anymore. So I just took advantage of my four criminals for some grub and a push rod. I was gonna kiss this kingdom goodbye tomorrow. I'm not buying it. You're obviously lying. I can tell just by looking at you. The white-hot flames of revolution definitely still burn on inside of you. What? That's ridiculous. Those flames burned out a long time ago. This proves that the flames of revolution still burn on inside you.
Take that!
Dirk's law book? I'm no lawyer, so what's that got to do with me? Look at the mark branded onto the cover. This mark that stands for an unwavering commitment to the revolution. It is Dirk's way of representing the will of the dragon. Yeah, so what of it? You have that same mark on the scarf tied around your left arm. But you wouldn't be wearing that if you were no longer a rebel. I forgot to take it off, that's all. No, as a wanted man, that should have been the first thing you took off. The fact that you haven't hidden that mark yet proves you're still a rebel. Hoo-ha! Think what you want, but you don't know nothing about me. No, you're wrong. You wear your heart and your beliefs right on your sleeve, just like me. And this is what I believe in.
Take that!
When a person's back is against a wall, they always fall back on what they believe in. Just as I always have my badge, You always have the will of the dragon with you. And would you risk your life for your beliefs? No, I wouldn't. No? No, because I wouldn't be much use to my clients dead. Now, admit it! You've never once thought about leaving the Defiant Dragons, have you? That look in your eyes, it's just like Dirk's. Looks like you've got the will of the dragon inside of you, too. I had planned to take you out if you turned out to be on the side of the Royals. But I think I can trust you. I can't believe I was that close to getting shanked here. It's like you said, I have no intention of leaving Dirk's group. In other words, you were testing me. You're a foreigner and a lawyer who's been charged with abetting a criminal to boot. And I've seen a fair share of lawyers get pardoned after weeping at the feet of the Queen. Well, I'm going to keep fighting till the end. Yeah, I can see that now. Sorry I ever doubted you. So what are you doing here anyway? I came to get the secret hideout key from a helper. A secret hideout? Yep, I was supposed to get my next order from Dirk there. But the town's swarming with cops thanks to that murder. Nothing I can do about that. What about the order Dirk was supposed to give you? Gonna have to abort that mission. Now I'm just lying low, waiting for a chance to make contact with Dirk again. Hey, why the long face? I thought you'd be able to tell me something about the High Priest's murder. Sorry to disappoint you. Oh, I know. Let me make it up to you with this. What is it? This orb is actually a key. It opens the door to one of our secret hideouts. I can't say any more than that. Anyway, I hope it helps. This orb is a key? Yep, plus the hideout's in a totally unexpected location. And being that it's super secret, we couldn't have just any ordinary key. I see. Maybe this will help me unravel the truth behind this case. Thanks. Don't mention it. Besides, you're a fellow brother in arms fighting the powers that be. If it'll help you, feel free to pick my brain a bit more. Everyone's been talking about the return of Lady Kira lately. Well, my friend Maya suspected of being the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. You wouldn't happen to know who she really is, though, would you? Beats me, but whoever she is, she bushwhacked me and hauled me off to jail. Even worse, on top of attacking us and delivering us to the cops. She's been watching us like a hawk and framing us for different crimes. Watching you like a hawk? Framing you for crimes? Why would anyone go to all that trouble? Our kingdom likes to pretend that its people are free to think of what they want. Because of that, the authorities can't arrest you just for sympathizing with the rebellion. So they resort to framing people for things they didn't do. Then that Lady Kira figure is... Yep, she's just some lickspittle working for the Garan regime. Wow.
Even without a DC Act, Dirk and his insurgent scum buddies' days are numbered.
What's that supposed to mean?
Let's just say I got a little trick up my sleeve, so I'd watch it if I were you. 'Cause you got a defiant attitude, like one of them dragon dupes.
So he was talking about Lady Kira then? Advanced combat skills, detailed surveillance, and clever setups. She's no amateur if you ask me. So you're saying the monarchy is using Lady Kira to secretly take out the rebels? Exactly! The Garan regime is using her to control the people, even down to what we think. Why don't the people protest if the monarchy is doing things like that? Unfortunately, we don't have any conclusive evidence. And without that, we can't prove anything. Ah! I know the feeling. If I bring this up in court, they'd probably dismiss it out of hand. I'll have to unmask Lady Kira if I want to get anywhere. Our goal? To get rid of that evil, no-good Defense Culpability Act. I can tell just by looking at Dirk's law book. The DC Act has turned this kingdom into a corrupt cesspool, where false charges are overlooked and prosecutors are the only ones heard in court. It's been 23 years since it was first enacted. What happened 23 years ago to make them pass such a terrible law? The assassination of Queen Amara. That's where it all began.
It happened before I was even born, but Queen Amara, the previous queen, was assassinated. And it was the rebel leader, Dirk, who did it.
Dirk assassinated the former queen, didn't he? That's the official line, but... The official line? Those charges were completely trumped up! Dirk was framed, I'm telling you! He was? Plus, Dirk was a lawyer. Once the people thought a lawyer had killed the queen, they turned against all lawyers. And that's how the DC Act was first passed. So that's why there aren't any lawyers left in Rite. Even worse, it changed the significance of the divination seance. The significance of the divination seance? They were holding seances in court even before the DC Act? You bet they were! Lawyers and prosecutors used to hotly contest the insights that came out of seances. You mean like what I've been doing? Right! It's like Dirk used to say. The royal priestess's insights are just another piece of evidence. Right. I see what you mean about the significance of the divination seance changing. Yep, the insights became the only truth, and arguing against them was banned.
As royal priestess, it is my duty to reveal the truth through the divination seance. This time, I will prove that the insights I glean thereof are the very truth itself. Prepare yourself, for this shall be your last trial, and your last rites. Tomorrow shall end with you under the headsman's axe.
From what I've seen, Rafa would agree with that. This kingdom's a shadow of its former self. It's become a dictatorship where the royals use the fear of trumped-up charges to rule. And that's what Dirk's been rebelling against? Yep, all we want is to live in a kingdom with a fair and impartial legal system. And there's only one way to make that come true. Overthrow the current regime! So that's the truth behind the rebels. Well, PW, my friend, it's about time for me to get going. After all, I am the fangs of the Defiant Dragons. That's a rebel! You're not going to do that alley-oop thing again, are you? I was just getting to that. See you when I see ya. Alley-oop! Why does he have to jump like that before running off? Well, I guess we're friends now. But enough about that. I've already spent way too much time here. Whew, I finally got out of there.
Mr. Rite, I'm so glad you're okay. I was so worried about you.
Shadow, what happened to him anyway?
He came out of the manhole about 5 minutes after you went in. Sorry he wasn't much help. Well, did you find anything of worth?
Oh, I tripped and fell down there. I must have been out cold for a while. I better keep things to myself for now.
I figured as much.
I have to find that secret hideout Mr. Rebel was talking about. I should probably start with places that have something to do with the High Priest.
Barbed Head, you already searched here, did you not?
Oh, I just thought I'd look around again. You know, in case I missed something. I probably shouldn't tell her I'm looking for the secret rebel hideout. We have a saying back home, leave no stone unturned.
Oh, yes. You cannot stump me, I know that one.
Actually, I don't have a clue is written all over your face. It's a statue of a bird. Guess I'll take a closer look at it. Hey, this eye is missing.
What are you doing? You must not touch that for no reason.
Sorry. But that shape. I wonder.
Take that!
I knew it!
What?
She must be at a loss for words, and that doesn't happen too often.
What is this place? Explain yourself at once, Barbed Head.
I don't think she's ready for the full story. I don't really know much myself, but it seems to be a secret rebel hideout. If I'm shocked there's a secret door here, I imagine that goes double for Rafa.
A rebel hideout in the inner sanctum? Somebody will pay for this!
Well, for now, I think I'll have a look around.
Wait! You must not enter before the police!
Don't worry, I won't disturb anything, or at least I'll try not to. Besides, with you watching over me, it should be fine, right? And, you see...
Fine, just please stop pleading your case. I can only stand so much lawyerly drivel. But I will be presenting all information gleaned from your efforts here to the police.
Of course. Now, shall we?
I will go no further.
Oh, right. You're not supposed to come in contact with the taint of Lady Kira's battles.
Very good, Barbed Head. I commend you for remembering.
Oh, well, thank you. Wait, why am I thanking her?
I may not be able to enter, but I will allow no misdeeds on your part. I will be watching you like a warbod from the entrance here.
I told you I'm not going to do anything. I better hurry before she changes her mind.
I believe this to be a sacred space that enshrines the source of the spring water.
That makes sense. The rebels must have converted it into a secret hideout. But what about that warbod revolving door? I wonder if that too was originally intended to hide and protect the sacred space.
To think those filthy rebels were scheming their schemes in this most sacred space. It is a desecration upon Karianism itself. The Defiant Dragon shall pay for this.
I suppose it's only natural that she'd be upset, but the investigation must go on. I think I'll start by taking a picture of the place. Good thing I brought a camera to snap some souvenir shots.
Stop that! You must not take photos here without permission.
Rafa's really fired up. She's sticking her head in as far as it will go. I guess she won't be tainted as long as she doesn't touch anything. Now, to search every nook and cranny.
Barbed Head! Just because it is hard for me to see your every move, do not use that as an excuse to touch and break things!
I heard you the first time. Sheesh. What's this? A bloodstain? I should probably try to figure out what happened in here.
Do not tamper with any evidence before the police arrive!
The police? Hey, that reminds me. Emma gave me something just for times like these.
I thought it might help your investigation.
Here, it's all yours. I wanted to bring you a bunch of other forensic tools, but they were confiscated at the airport. Luminol testing fluid. This actually might come in handy. Luminol testing fluid glows in reaction to even the tiniest traces of blood, so it can even detect areas where blood has been wiped up. It might help us figure out what happened in here. Okay, time for science to do its thing. First, let me put these red-tinted glasses on to see the luminols glow. Then I just press A whenever I want to spray some luminol. Areas where there was blood will react by turning blue. This is a huge bloodstain! Something big must have happened here.
Perhaps the High Priest's blood flowed in there from under the Warbot statue.
There was definitely a lot of blood here, but it's impossible to say much else at this point. I'll just take a picture for now. Oh, right. Luminol reactions don't show up in photos. I'll just have to take some notes. That should do it. I didn't notice before, but the bloodstain looks like it was smeared away in one place. Is it because the Warbod revolving door passed over it? Looks like an order from Dirk.
What's this? Let me see that.
I thought you're not supposed to touch anything in here.
This is an exception. Now hand it over. Let's see here. Oh, Holy Mother!
What? What is it saying?
It is an order intended for that rebel named Dats. It reads, after the Rite, infiltrate the palace under the guise of returning Lady Kira's costume. And search for clues about that incident from 23 years ago. Dirk!
Hold on, a bot needs to experience the DC Act. There. 23 years ago? He must mean the assassination of Queen Amara. I wonder what the rebels are up to. It's intriguing and all, but it doesn't seem related to the case at hand.
This will not do! I must warn my mother at once!
No need to do that. This order will never be carried out. Lady Kira's costume is still here, and Abbot Inmi is no longer able to aid the rebels.
I knew that.
A large stone slab. It's shaped like a magatama. It looks rather unstable. I bet it'd tip over in an earthquake. What's that earthy, grass-like smell?
It is the smell of the moss that covers the stone.
Oh, so the shaggy green stuff is moss. It looks like some of the moss about halfway up has been disturbed. I wonder why that is. One quick touch can't hurt, right?
Whoa! The slab's starting to wobble. What is happening? What have you done to this sacred space?
No, nothing! All I did was nudge it a little. If I knew it looked unstable. Probably best not to touch it again. Look!
What is it, Barbed Head?
It's a plumed Punisher clock.
Why, I believe it is a limited edition promotional item given to 50 lucky viewers. This rare item plays the Plume Punisher theme song every hour. Hand it over now, Barbed Head.
Ah! She snatched it away from me. No matter what she says, Rafa is definitely a huge fan.
What a fine item. And the switch, if I'm right...
It's the Plume Punisher theme song.
Yes, now I see. The insurgents who use this room must be Plume Punisher fans.
That may be so, but I don't see how it's relevant to this case. There's a Plumed Punisher calendar here.
Ah, now I understand. The villains in the Plume Punisher show are based on the insurgents. Watching the show must have roused their ire against Lady Kira.
I doubt that's it. So this is the water source that supplies the inner sanctum spring. It flows through the channel built into the floor before heading outside.
Lady Kira uses this sacred water to wash the taint of battle from her body. It's also not red like the water in the spring.
Ugh. That was Phoenix.
How dare those filthy insurgents raise their banner amid such a sacred space? Barbed Head, you must burn it at once!
Didn't you tell me not to touch or damage anything?
This is an exception. Very well, if you will not do it, then I will!
But your benevolence, I thought you're not supposed to come in here. For once, the strange customs of this kingdom are working in my favor. There's something under the banner. A microphone? What's this doing here? Was someone trying to record something with it? Well, I think that covers about everything here.
Mr. Wright, you shouldn't have come in here before the police.
Sorry, but I was in a hurry. I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to. Her benevolence can attest to that.
It is your fault for being so slow. I expect the police to work faster and more efficiently.
Sorry.
Well, Barbed Head, have you not already seen enough?
I guess it's about time I got back to the temple and go over everything I've learned.
Welcome back, Mr. Wright. How'd it go?
Unfortunately, I didn't find anything conclusive.
No way. I do not understand, Barbed Head.
What don't you understand?
Why you did not commit any misdeeds during your investigation. After all, lawyers ply their trade primarily through illicit means and methods.
What? Who told you that?
My mother. Are you saying she was wrong? No, that cannot be. You must have committed some sort of misdeed right under my nose.
If that were so, she wasted her whole day following me around.
What is it? Prosecutor Sabmati has need of me.
What's going on?
I must go perform a divination seance for Pere Zelat. It is our custom for the prosecution to review its contents before a trial begins.
I see.
The third time will be the charm. My insights will finally bring you to your knees tomorrow, and I will teach that neophyte practitioner a lesson.
Looks like the Royal Priestess is back with a vengeance. She's made a full recovery from when we started the investigation earlier today. I look forward to seeing you in court, your benevolence.
Your overconfidence will be your downfall. You will not look so confident when I am finished with you tomorrow.
Actually, I'm not really looking forward to seeing her tomorrow. Especially without any solid evidence.
Why don't we go over everything you know so far?
Alright. Let's see here. Acolyte Zealot was killed during the rite with Lady Kira's dagger. And Maya's fingerprints were found on it.
That doesn't sound very good.
I know. It's the very definition of being up a creek without a paddle. The day before his murder, Zealot enjoyed a meal with the High Priest, his wife, and Maya. I also learned about spirit channeling here in Karine.
None of that sounds very helpful.
Oh, but I did hear something interesting. That the rebel-hunting Lady Kira might be working for the Justice Minister.
What? Really? Our kingdom is supposed to be ruled by rule through faith and laws. We can't allow the people to be controlled by fear and violence.
Albie, that sounds like something a rebel might say.
It does? But if that Lady Kira really is one of Minister Inga's subordinates, that would exonerate Miss Maya.
Unfortunately, I have no way of proving it in court.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, I almost forgot about the secret rebel hideout we found at the Inner Sanctum. There was a bloodstain inside. But I don't know if or how it's connected to this case, though.
Wow, a secret room at the Inner Sanctum? That would be a huge hit with tourists.
This kid really is an entrepreneur at heart.
What I mean is that hideout could be important to your case.
Maybe, but it's still too early to tell. Ah! Looks like I'm heading into court without any useful evidence.
We'll just have to pray something appears during tomorrow's trial.
Princess Rayfa's divination seance might be my only hope. There could be some new information in it that might help.
The divination seance? But I thought it always works against the accused.
Not always. Right, it's like Dirk used to say. The royal priestess's insights are just another piece of evidence.
Really? I never heard anyone say that before. It's hard to figure you out sometimes, sir.
Divination seances worked both ways before the Defense Culpability Act. It's only now that the people of Karine find it strange.
Mr. Wright, I just wanted to say, good luck tomorrow.
Thanks. I can't afford to lose this next one. I've collected all sorts of information, but I haven't even started connecting the dots. If I could do that, I might have a shot at pulling off a win. Rayfa's insights will be the deciding factor. It's a huge gamble, but it's all I've got. Maya looks exhausted, but I can't blame her.
Nick, I was thinking about it all day yesterday. I never properly asked you to defend me, did I?
It doesn't matter. I'm on this case till the bitter end.
I know. That's why I wanted to officially ask you for your help.
You got it, Maya. Let's do this. We gotta wrap this up and get back home so you can make your dream show come true. The Steel Samurai versus the Blue Punisher, right?
You bet. You look as if you did not sleep last night, Barbed Head. It is written all over your face. How can you expect to put up a respectable defense like that?
I'm all fired up and raring to go. I guess Maya's not the only one looking exhausted. Rayfa doesn't seem to be in the best spirits herself.
Go ahead, feign confidence now while you are still able. For I will see to it that your last rites are read to you this day.
Guess it was just my imagination.
Ready, Nick?
Okay, Maya, let's head on in.
Now then, if everyone is ready.
The defense is ready, Your Majesty.
The prosecution is ready. Let us begin without further delay.
Oh, no prayers this time, prosecutors on body?
I already offered my prayers for the latest victim during my visit to the crime scene. Being that the accused has already been found guilty of the first murder, let us hasten this trial so we may put this dead lawyer walking out of his misery.
I could not agree more. In yesterday's trial, the accused was already found guilty of murdering the high priest. And today she will be tried for the murder of his disciple, Praise the Lord. Now then, Prosecutor Sanmadi, your opening statement if you would.
Certainly. The accused has now slain 2 of the most devout clergymen in Coriolism. Even the lowest level of hell, the hell of tickling, would not be punishment enough.
But then, what terrible fate awaits her?
Bal Gilpokon Hell, a realm of eternal agony. There she will suffer the endless punishment of Jagar by the Galoon of Pulmotin. Furthermore, Guljama...
Enough! My blood runs cold at the mere thought that such a terrible place exists.
I was going to ask for a translation, but on second thought, ignorance is bliss.
Now then, please continue, minus the part about the terrible hell awaiting the accused.
As you wish. The victim of this heinous crime was the high priest's disciple, Purezalat. He had been training under the high priest while living at the priest's home.
I had met him a number of times and he seemed like an earnest young man. How tragic that he met such a terrible end.
The murder occurred at the Plaza of Devotion during the Purification Rite. It was a bold crime carried out while the plaza was full of the faithful, deep in prayer. The Warbod dagger was found impaled in the victim's upper back. The stabbing caused a spinal cord injury that killed him instantly.
Ah, the Warbod dagger, Lady Kira's weapon of choice.
We have already established that the accused's prints were on the weapon. Incredibly damning evidence in itself.
No, I didn't do it!
Objection!
Hold your tongue. Now, being that the accused, Maya Fey, is a serial killer, the prosecution believes that the death penalty is the only possible sentence.
Would the defense care to respond?
The accused is innocent, and nothing can convince me otherwise. After all, the crime scene was packed with worshippers. How could my client possibly have committed this murder without a single witness? The accused's fingerprints on the murder weapon alone is enough to render a verdict. As such, I see no need to debate this any further. But...
Well, once her benevolence conducts her seance, it will be clear for all to see.
Your Majesty, might I have a word?
Is something the matter, Prosecutor Sanmadi?
It is about the divination seance.
That's enough!
Your benevolence!
Stop right there, Prosecutor Sanmadi.
As you wish. Forgive me for overstepping my bounds. What was that all about?
Barbed Head, have you made peace with your fate? For this time, the divination seance will bring you to your knees.
I'm ready, and I accept your challenge. The only problem is I have no weapons at my disposal. Our only hope now is what we can glean from the seance vision and Rafa's insights.
Very well. The divination seance, if you please, your benevolence.
Yes, let us begin. Nena!
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
I don't get it. Why wasn't there anything to see?
Your benevolence! What in the world?
I was unable to evoke any sort of response. I called out the spirit's name many times, but to no avail.
Just as I thought. Wait, what does he know that we don't? I had sought to confirm the contents of today's divination seance. After all, it is customary for the prosecutor to verify it beforehand. Come to think of it,
I must go perform a divination seance for Pere Zelat. It is our custom for the prosecution to review its contents before a trial begins.
and that is why I sought to stop her benevolence from performing it here. However, she insisted that it be done. She wished to try one more time here in the Hall of Justice.
It would appear her benevolence is tired from her manifold duties.
I am not anything of the sort! The victim's spirit will not answer my call, but I know not why! It is my sacred duty to convey the truth through the divination seance!
Rafa,
What are we to do without a divination seance?
I suppose I shall have to deliver the last rites without them. The prosecution has already taken that into account when preparing for today. I am fully capable of proving the accused's guilt, with or without a divination seance.
You will never fail to impress Prosecutor Sunbody.
This is bad. The divination seance is my one and only hope. Your Majesty, her benevolence said she isn't tired. So shouldn't we try to find out why the divination seance failed?
How curious, Mr. Rite. Why have you suddenly taken such a keen interest in the divination seance?
Yes, explain yourself! The divination seance is for shedding light on an accused's crimes. It is the Holy Mother's hammer of wrath that is ever poised to pound you into your grave. You should fear it, not plead for it.
I believe in my client. Plus, yesterday, somebody told me something that changed my mind. The divination seance was once thought of as just another piece of evidence. If we were to correctly interpret the visions through careful analysis, then they would lead us to the truth behind what really happened. And the truth will show that my client, Maya Fey, is innocent. The truth is, you don't have anything else to fall back on, huh, Nick? Maya, please, you're not helping.
How dare you! The voice of Amitama is to be feared, not utilized by vile lawyers such as you!
Seances exact a heavy toll upon the royal priestess. It would be best not to burden her any further. Or does the defense feel that it can pose no counter-arguments without the seance? No, of course not! He saw right through me! I'll have to find a way to make the divination seance happen, or we're toast!
Well, since the divination seance is not possible at this time, I see no other choice. Let us proceed with the trial without the seance as Prosecutor Sunbody suggested.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Why, I will not forget this, barbed head. This will not be the last you see of me.
Now then, I will now proceed by providing an outline of the case at hand.
Very well. If the lead detective would please come to the stand, we may begin.
Sorry, Mr. Wright. Detective Sky, I understand how you would wish to save the accused and the defense. They are your friends, after all. But you must let them go and move on.
But...
There is only one way to save them now, by giving their souls the chance to burn away the taint of their sins in the infernal flames.
No, I can't do this.
Ah! No eating in the Sacred Hall of Justice!
Miss Sky? Yes? Don't worry about me and Nick. You just do your job. I'm sure Nick will figure something out, eventually. Right. Thanks, Miss Faye.
How very brave for a criminal with a tainted soul. Very well, Detective Sky. Please proceed.
Okay, I can do this. Let me start with an overview of this case. The latest victim was Perez Zalat. He had been training under the High Priest and living at his house for the past 2 years. The High Priest's widow, Believe in Me, has identified the victim's body. He may have been mistaken for a rebel and killed due to his connection to the High Priest.
I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. Would the defense care to respond?
I didn't spot any inconsistencies in her testimony so far. And I don't have any evidence in my arsenal. What am I going to do now? What is it, Maya? I was just wondering about how much the police actually looked into Acolyte Zalat. Because it just might prove to be the key as to why the divination seance failed. What are you getting at? Well, it's just a hunch. Wait a second. During my investigation, Rafa told me about how the divination seance works. If I could figure out why it failed, maybe she could try it again. Okay, time to press for some more information.
Hold it!
Was Mrs. Inme's positive ID the only way you verified the identity of the victim?
Huh? Well, no. We also checked the ID card he carried and the data in his family registry. But
what?
his personal information didn't match any of the public records we cross-referenced.
Maybe that's why the divination seance failed.
I'm not sure what you mean, Mr. Wright.
Here's what I'm thinking. The victim decided to hide his identity for some reason. In other words, he was using a fake name. The royal priestess uses a deceased's face and true name to summon their spirit.
Why, yes, that is indeed true.
If he was using a forged ID and there is no mention of him in our public records, then he was likely an illegal immigrant. They are not uncommon here in Karine. An illegal immigrant? Come to think of it, Rafa mentioned something about immigrants yesterday.
But if that's the case, we have no way of knowing who he really was.
Well, is. We'll have to proceed without holding a divination seance this time.
I had always thought that Acolyte Zalat was Chinese. Oh, how the high priest must be lamenting his disciples' deception in the Twilight Realm. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Should we add this to the testimony?
This is an important fact. Please add it to the testimony.
It would seem to be a fact most inconvenient for the defense. But if you insist, Detective Sky, please add what you just said to your testimony.
Yes, Your Majesty. He is an illegal immigrant, so we don't know his real name.
Objection!
Sorry, Detective Sky. But the police missed something important in their investigation. Huh? What are you talking about? The victim was undeniably a Korinese native. And this crime scene photo proves it.
It does?
It's a little hard to see, but look closely. You'll see clear proof that the victim was Korinese. Well, where? I don't see anything that would prove that. This proves the victim was Korinese.
Take that!
Look at this tattoo right here.
Why, that's a tattoo of a peach?
I would like you all to think about the meaning of this tattoo. Oh, the victim really liked peaches?
Well, peaches are a favorite delicacy here in Karine.
They happen to be a personal favorite of mine. The sweetness of their abundant nectars and the softness of their perfectly ripe flesh. They are a blessing from the Holy Mother herself. Nick, I've suddenly got a craving for peaches. After the trial, Maya. Right now, we have bigger fish to fry. Unfortunately, that is not a tattoo of a peach. It is not a peach, you say? Then what is it? Take a closer look. Haven't you seen something like that before? Namely, the tattoo on the High Priest's brow.
Oh my!
What? This mark is only borne by members of the Korinist clergy.
Objection!
So that is what you believe it to be. But are they not utterly different shapes? Sure, they're shaped differently, but there's a reason for that. The victim had the peach-shaped tattoo inked over an existing tattoo for some reason. However, the dark red portion is exactly the same as the mark all Korinist clergy bear. Hey, you're right!
Until about 20-some odd years ago, everyone did get one, didn't they? I myself bear one on my right, but
that is entirely too much information, Your Majesty. Information on everyone who enters the clergy is maintained at the temple. All we have to do is look up a monk with a mark in the same spot. I'm on it. I'll let you know if I get any hits. That will not be necessary if you seek information on the clergy. I have it all right here.
Oh my, you never cease to amaze. So, tell us, is there anyone who fits the bill?
There is just one, and his name is Real Nemu. He became a monk 20 years ago. Then that must be the victim's real name.
But why would he have tried to cover up his tattoo with another one?
Yeah, there must have been some reason. Nick, that's not important right now. The important thing is we know his real name. You're right. Your Majesty, now that we know the victim's real name, the divination seance might finally work.
A lawyer who willingly seeks a seance. This is entirely unprecedented.
You are but digging your own grave, Defense. We won't know that until we try. Sure, it's risky, but it's our only hope.
Very well. Let the divination seance be held once more.
Why would a lawyer work so hard to see the divination seance be held once more? You are a fool, Barbed Head, and your foolishness shall yield no gratitude from me. For with the truth revealed by my insights, I shall gladly seek your demise.
Bring it on, princess. Because I will correctly interpret each and every one of your insights.
You will regret ever thinking you could use my sacred insights as evidence.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
It's fine to go through this while the ad break is going on. It's nothing new.
Oh my! It is just as Mr. Wright surmised. Praise the Lord wasn't the victim's real name. And now at last we have seen the victim's final moments.
But all we could see was the ground. You seem terribly disappointed. I take it you did not find any fodder for one of your infamous turnabouts? I, on the other hand, have discovered something. Conclusive evidence that establishes the accused's guilt. You did?
Ha 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 ha! A most surprising surprise attack. So, tell us, Prosecutor Sadmadi, what is this conclusive evidence you have found?
The Plumed Punisher theme song that the deceased heard. Please consider this item here. It was confiscated from the accused during her interrogation. Hey, that's my Plume Punisher strap! When you press the Magatama on the Plume Punisher's belt... Ah! It seems the accused inadvertently pressed the button in the midst of her crime. This strap is an extremely rare item, is it not, Miss Faye? You'd better not break it! There's only one of those in the whole wide world! Maya, no!
It is just as I said. Your flights of fancy have come crashing down on you.
She sure seems to be enjoying this. Yeah, I've never seen her look so thrilled before either.
It is time to accept the fact that the divination seance is far more than mere evidence. It is the very truth that brings the hammer of justice down upon the accused.
That is as conclusive as evidence can get. Now then, if there are no further objections...
Objection!
Slow down there, your majesty. At least let me make a counter-argument.
What's this? Do you take issue with the divination seance?
Oh, I have issues with it. I just don't know what they are yet. But that's never stopped me before. The divination seance is not the absolute truth. It only becomes the truth after it's been interpreted correctly.
You do not know what you are beaten, do you, you foolish lawyer? I am the only one who speaks for the mitima of the deceased. If you believe there to be errors in my insights, then let us see you prove it. The victim was offering up his prayers. It was the night of the rite. Though it's dark, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Then, someone was there, and the theme to the plumed punisher filled the air. The accused held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. The blade struck true, and in that instant he departed from this world. That is everything the deceased experienced in his final moments. Her benevolence's insights have painted a detailed picture, both vivid and true.
I didn't notice any holes there. As they stand now, those insights are really stacked against us. I'll just have to go over each and every one of the deceased sensations very carefully.
Objection!
Was it really the night of the rite?
What do you mean? It could not be otherwise. The accused slew Acolyte Zalot after killing the high priest during the purification rite.
The only problem is the deceased's spirit does not corroborate that.
What's this?
Take a good look at what the victim smelled. Do you see how it says gingle? Acolyte Zalot shouldn't have smelled any gingle on the night of the rite.
What do you mean?
Let me back up my statement with some evidence for you. This should explain how the victim couldn't have smelled gingle on the night of the rite.
Take that!
The high priest's wife, believe in me, told me about the Feast of Blessings. The feast includes a number of gingle-based dishes, and they're only supposed to be served at a certain time the day before the rite.
Why, I believe you're right. I'd completely forgotten about that.
During the feast, the unique smell of gingle pervades the entire kingdom. The fact that the victim smelled it means he was murdered between noon and 3 p.m. the day before the purification rite.
That's enough!
I'm not so easily fooled. Did that autopsy report not make it clear? The estimated time of death was during the rite.
Oh, right. I taught her about that yesterday. Forgive me, your benevolence, but the estimated time of death is just that, an estimate. Depending on the circumstances, it's possible for it to change.
What's this?
Like, if a body was kept cold, the slowed rate of decay makes the death seem more recent.
Why, I believe I have heard something of the sort before. If it is as Mr. Wright claims, The estimated time of death in the autopsy report will have to be revised.
Barbed Head, you blinded me with science!
Sorry. Wait, what am I apologizing for?
No matter. The murder may have occurred in the afternoon hours the day before the rite. Nevertheless, the murder weapon with the accused's prints on it is incontrovertible evidence. I will now amend my insights to account for this new truth. The time of death has been corrected, leaving my insight infallible. Nick,
A change in the time of death is bound to cause some sort of an inconsistency. If I had something that showed what it was like on that day, it could really help.
Objection!
The change in the date and time of the crime has caused a new inconsistency to surface.
what's this? Ah, you are making that irritating face again. Cease that at once.
Sorry, but this is the face I was born with. Now, let's focus on what is important. What the victim saw in his final moments.
Do you have bats in the belfry, Barbed Head? There's nothing to see. The ground at the plaza was all that entered the victim's eyes.
And that's what I find so strange. On the day before the rite, it should have been impossible to see that pattern on the ground.
Impossible, you say? Do explain.
This piece of evidence shows why the plaza's ground was not visible that day.
Take that!
This newspaper has an article that is tiny in size but huge in importance. It says that the ground was covered with thick white ice the day before the rite.
What? But
The victim did not so much as see so much as an ice cube on the ground.
Exactly. And so we must ask, what was the victim looking at in his final moments?
if you have something to say, then say it.
The last thing the victim saw was not the ground at the Plaza of Devotion. This can only mean that he was killed elsewhere.
What?
What?
What? What? Then where do you propose the victim was actually killed?
Yes, tell us where, otherwise your argument is worthless.
About that. I hadn't gotten to that part yet. Any ideas, Maya?
Let me think. Well, it's somewhere green and shaggy, right?
Right, but where could that be?
What is it, Barbed Head? Giving up already?
Not at all. Now, where have I seen something green and shaggy? This shows where the victim was killed.
Take that!
The secret hideout the rebels were using.
The rebel hideout? There was no such place anywhere on the floor of that chamber.
You're absolutely right. There's no place on the floor, anyway.
Then what did the victim see in his final moments if not the floor of the rebel hideout?
This is what the victim saw in his final moments.
Take that!
The shaggy green surface the victim saw was one of the moss-covered stone slabs. As you can see, there are two distinct hand-shaped impressions in the moss here. I believe the victim was killed while he stood there with his hands pressed against the slab.
Objection!
That does agree with the seance vision. However, one cannot definitely declare they are one and the same.
I concur. There is no proof that a murder occurred in the rebel hideout.
Indeed. What evidence do you have of this?
I've already shown you the evidence.
What do you mean?
Please take a look at this second version of the photo I just showed you. You can see the results of the luminol test I performed in the rebel hideout. This is proof positive that someone had been bleeding in front of that stone slab.
Is this true?
This information has already been provided to the police.
Detective Sky, to whom does this blood belong?
Well, we thought it was the High Priest's blood that flowed in from outside. So we haven't tested it yet.
Then you must do so at once.
Yes, Your Majesty.
It appears the police have finished testing the blood. Detective Sky, your report, please.
The blood found in the rebel hideout belongs to Perez Zalat, just like the defense claims. Detective Sky, do you realize what your blunder has done to me? When this trial concludes, I want to see you in my prayer chamber. There I will deliver a joyous sermon onto you for 8 hours straight. I'm really sorry, but please, anything but that. Nick, maybe, just maybe, this is the chance we've been waiting for. Yep, it would seem so. I hate to do this to Emma, but go for it. It's full speed ahead. The victim was killed in the rebel hideout the day before the purification rite. Then, his body was moved to the Plaza of Devotion by someone we've yet to identify. So, when we thought we saw Acolyte Zalat praying during the rite, he was already dead!
Ah!
And that's not all. If he was killed at the inner sanctum, that would explain one more thing.
And that would be?
How the time of death was made to look later than it actually was. The proof of which was left behind at the sanctum. This points to how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was.
Take that!
Why, these are photos of the inner sanctum?
I'd like you to focus on this one. The proof is right here in this photo. This is how the time of death was made to appear later than it really was. Do you see how the snow has been removed from this one spot only? That's because it was used to keep the victim's body cold. And that's why the time of death wasn't what it seemed.
That's enough!
The time was mistaken, and the place too? And just what do you believe that proves?
That my client is innocent.
What of her fingerprints on the dagger, and the plume Punisher theme the victim heard? You have failed to address these two key pieces of evidence.
I see your point.
Wasn't this your big chance, Nick?
I'm really hoping that the difference in location can invalidate either the weapon or the theme song from being used as evidence against you. Actually, that might be possible, at least for one of them. Really?
What's this? You say you can contradict our argument for a key piece of evidence? Very well, let us see you try. Nick, take a good look at the rebel hideout photo.
Oh! The defense can invalidate this piece of evidence.
The plume Punisher theme? And how do you intend to support such a claim?
Since the murder happened in the rebel hideout, there's something there that played the theme song other than my client's strap.
It wasn't a strap? Is this true?
The item that played the Plumed Punisher theme song was this.
Take that!
This is a Plumed Punisher alarm clock. I believe the victim heard its alarm go off.
That's enough!
What proof do you have that the alarm went off?
Objection!
What proof do you have that it was my client Strap that played the theme song?
Ah! Do not twist the facts with your lawyerly wiles. Either way, the accused would still be guilty based off of her prints on the murder weapon. And here is what really happened. Though there have been some twists and turns, that is the truth of what happened.
Ah! I won't get anywhere until I can eliminate the dagger.
Most impressive, Your Benevolence. I see no inconsistencies anywhere in the prosecution's case.
No, there is one.
What's this? You still claim there to be an inconsistency?
Try as you might, the outcome will always be the same.
Objection!
The victim was originally thought to have been stabbed while bent over in prayer, but he was actually standing with his hands against the stone slab. So the question is, where did the sensation of something heavy come from?
Yes, I see your point.
Since the victim was standing, he couldn't have been held down.
Then tell us, Mr. Wright, what was that heavy sensation felt by the victim?
What caused the heavy sensations Zalat felt? Any thoughts, Maya?
I agree that sense of heaviness seems important, but there's also the matter of Zalat's hands on the stone slab. Why were they even there?
Could it be related to the cause of the heavy sensation?
Well, Mr. Wright, you have an answer for us.
Of course! If I just envision the state Zalat was in when he was killed. The cause of the heaviness the victim felt was... The only conceivable cause is... the stone slab falling over, trapping the victim underneath.
What?
Oh! The stone slab came falling down on him, crushing him underneath.
Right. That was the cause of the heavy sensation the victim felt.
Objection!
While your theory is impressive, you have overlooked a key fact. The victim was not crushed to death. Rather, he was stabbed. Oh, yeah. Or do you claim that the dagger was plunged in after the slab had fallen on him? Plus, had the killer been behind the victim, they would have both been crushed together.
Well, would you care to explain?
Sure, I'd love to. That doesn't mean I can. How could the dagger have been plunged in after the slab fell on the victim? The killer couldn't have plunged the dagger into the victim after the slab fell on him. But what if the murder weapon wasn't what we thought it was? Well, there were other weapons in the rebel hideout. But the entrance to the hideout is right by the stone slab. There isn't enough space between the two to use any of the weapons found within. Yeah, there's not much space by the entrance, is there? So what was the real murder weapon then? I better think of something. If the murder weapon wasn't the dagger, then the dagger must have been plunged into the victim after he was already dead. That means he was stabbed at least twice, but the autopsy doesn't mention that. Then he must have been stabbed in the same spot with something shaped like the dagger. Would the defense care to offer an explanation sometime this century? Wait, wasn't there something dagger-like near the scene of the crime? Something that had a shape similar to the Warbod dagger?
Present your evidence at this time, Mr. Wright.
This shows what really killed the victim.
Take that!
Is this not the photo from the scene of the High Priest's murder? Are you suggesting the murder weapon is hidden herein?
This is what really took Perez-Zalot's life.
Take that!
But that is the
Warbot statue? Exactly. The Warbot statue has dagger-like feathers protruding from it. This is what really took the victim's life.
Objection!
You imbecilic fool! The statue is outside of the hideout! How do you propose it impaled someone who is inside? Haven't you heard? The Warbot statue also functions as the hideout's door. What do you mean? The statue can pull a complete switcheroo. A switcheroo? To put it simply, it's a revolving door.
A revolving door? Why, that makes perfect sense.
Therefore, I believe the truth behind the divination seance to be this. As the victim entered the secret hideout, the stone sculpture came toppling toward him. He threw up his hands to stop it, but its weight forced him backwards. Unfortunately, the Warbot statue was right behind him.
This cannot be!
That's enough!
But the accused fingerprints were on the dagger!
She had held it while rehearsing for the rite, which is when her prints got on it.
This is a shocking turn of events, but there is a great deal of circumstantial evidence in the defense's favor. I believe we must accept that the Warbot statue was what killed the victim.
Now that we know how Acolyte Zalot really met his demise, there's no basis for claiming my client committed this murder. Describe. Nice work, Nick.
How can this be happening yet again? The divination seance is the only truth.
Know your benevolence? It's not the truth itself, but it is a means for shedding light on the truth. Do you understand now? Your kingdom needs lawyers so that they can interpret your insights.
But that means I have been misinterpreting the voices of the spirits all this time?
Your benevolence! Are you unwell? All the color is drained from your face.
I will be fine. Continue your proceedings without me.
As you wish.
I feel kind of bad for her.
Now then, I would have the defense continue. Please explain what you have learned now that we know how the victim actually died.
Acolyte Zalot was killed in the hideout before the High Priest's murder. That means the body found at the Plaza of Devotion was moved there by the real killer. But only after the Warbod dagger was thrust into him, to make it look like the murder weapon.
That does seem to agree with what we now know. But why would the real killer go to such lengths?
I believe stabbing Acolyte Zealot's body with the dagger and moving it to the plaza was... It was an attempt to make my client look like a serial killer. That's right. The real killer planned all of this. This forged serial murder case.
They did?
That's it, Nick. Keep hammering away.
Satura! Satura ima o mandomo samashi de tashi no ketare gaseo sonoka!
Your reasoning has more holes in it than that cheese you foreigners so enjoy. What? Like those putrid, hole-ridden clumps of curds that only a rat like you could love. Your reasoning, much like your putrid, hole-riddled brain, has putrefied. What's this deal with things going putrid? You have yet to overturn my argument that the accused is the killer. A careful analysis of the chain of events up to the killing exposes the truth as follows. Disguised as Lady Kira, the accused found the rebel hideout the day before the rite. But Acolyte Zealot had followed her there after noticing her suspicious behavior. Caught by surprise, she pushed the stone slab toward him, and we know the rest.
I've never been to the rebel hideout in my life.
When the High Priest arrived at the sanctum the next day, he realized what she had done. That is when the accused murdered him in order to silence him.
I believe Prosecutor Sadmadi has posed a compelling scenario. The defense, on the other hand, has yet to disprove the accused's guilt.
Objection!
Why would my client move Acolyte Zealot's body to where everyone could see it? And why would she stab the dagger with her fingerprints into his dead body? She had no reason to do any of those things! The dagger in his corpse was likely a warning to the rebels. Something along the lines of, Lady Kira will slay the defiant dragons.
So that is why she moved the body to the plaza for all to see.
Now he has the judge convinced too? I thought I'd finally made some headway.
Well, Mr. Wright, about time for one of your groans of distress, is it not?
Groan of distress? It kills me to admit this, but I've got nothing to counter his argument with. And I still haven't disproven the allegations against Maya.
Is it not time to end your futile struggle? You were already judged guilty yesterday. That makes you a dead lawyer walking. Accept the death that now awaits you, and in doing so, finally no peace.
A dead lawyer walking, indeed. Then again, are not all lawyers who practice in Khura'in? But I must admit I misspoke earlier. Allow me to amend my statement. I had said the defense's reasoning had a putrid cheese-like smell. But I now realize the stench was from his own putrid body on the verge of death. Now I'm a rotting zombie. Think, who could have killed Zealot the day before the rite? Who knew about the rebel hideout and could gain access to the inner sanctum? Only those involved with the rite can enter the sanctum, so... Wait a second! Only a rebel would have known about the secret hideout. And the only person who was involved with the rite, had access to the sanctum, and was suspected of being a rebel is... Ah! Did somebody come to mind? Yes, except there's one huge problem. A huge problem? What are you two going on about? Plotting your escape from the sacred hall? I will not put it past you, considering you have no means to raise further objection. If I don't do something, Prosecutor Sadmadi will have this one in the bag. I'll just have to bluff my way out of this, regardless of that huge problem. Your Majesty, I believe there is another suspect in Perez Zealot's murder.
Objection!
Even the most benevolent Holy Mother would not forgive such a desperate lie. After all, you know very well that such a person Yay, a disconnect. And the connection hasn't improved itself at all. Come on, you can do better. Just pull it up for like 5 or so minutes. You wuss. Whatever, no choice.
It's okay, Nick. You can tell them.
There we go, got some actual strength to it now. Actually, there is someone here who is capable of channeling spirits. But even Her Benevolence Princess Raifa finds the divination seance to be a challenge. Who could possibly have greater spiritual power than she, aside from the Queen?
That would be me.
Is this some kind of a joke? A foreigner cannot possibly have such power. Even the royal priestess is capable of such a feat.
Peace! Peace, I say! Is this true? Is the accused capable of performing the secret art of spirit channeling?
Well, yes. Yes, I can. Now, Your Majesty, we'd like your permission to begin.
That's enough!
Your Benevolence.
This is an outrage, I say. First, you make a mockery of the divination seance, and now spirit channeling?
Her Benevolence speaks the truth. Spirit channeling is a sacred rite.
Foreign devils, I say they should be put to death immediately! Still your voices! Barbed Head, spirit channeling is the most sacred and secret of arts. Are you prepared to face the consequences of what you propose?
Yes, I am.
Your Benevolence, are you saying you approve of their use of spirit channeling?
I will judge whether their claim is true. If this is but another of their lies, they shall be executed on the spot.
Very well then. Your Benevolence? What if the accused accidentally calls forth an evil spirit?
Do you truly believe this foreigner is capable of channeling spirits?
Oh, no, but I wanted to be sure, as I am responsible for the safety of all present.
Well, an inexperienced practitioner could inadvertently call forth a dangerous spirit. But do not fear, for I have a Magatama of parting. With it, I can send spirits back to the Twilight Realm by halting the flow of spiritual power.
That is a relief indeed.
These foreigners have thrown down the gauntlet. Let us not shirk from their challenge. We must prove them guilty and deliver their last rites. Do I make myself clear, Prosecutor Sadmati?
Perfectly, Your Benevolence.
Very well. The accused may channel the High Priest spirit. But first, we must take a short recess to prepare. We will resume as soon as the preparations are complete. Until then, this court is adjourned.
And so is this stream, because apparently OBS, Charter, and or Twitch are wanting to stop. Trio of morons that they are. I suppose I can only hope and pray myself that there was no split in this stream at all. And no one's on at the moment. We've arrived at our destination. Please watch your step as you disembark. Please follow if you liked. Thanks for watching. Peace be with you, and may the forces of evil be confused on the way to your home. Bye.